Hello, I'm Elgato and welcome back to the top 5 videos. Today I'm going to go through the top 5 features found within Title Update 53 for Minecraft on the console. This is the first survival update to hit this version of the game this year, and it's pretty exciting because there's a bunch of features taken from all over the place, but they all have the same general theme of giving you more creative options and giving you more things to do. And obviously you might want to question, like, what are the best creative options? What should I be playing around with? And that's why I figured I could answer with today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. You can like the video if so, because it helps out the channel, and listening, you do like this sort of video and indeed want to see more top 5s in the future. It's been a while since I've done these, and I was considering doing one for the 1.1 PE update as well, so let me know if you want to see that with a like. But let's get straight into this video, and let's start with an honorable mention. I mean, it's basically a top 6, but there was one I really wanted to include, but it just couldn't make the cut because it is the note block sounds on the new thing. So here are the 5 of them, and they're really wonderful. They make really nice little sounds, but the thing is, I just haven't personally used note blocks enough, and I don't think I'll be using all of these, but it's so wonderful they exist in the game. You can even make lost words. I've mentioned how great a change this is. It's just not one I use personally. So yeah, honorable mention is over here, but number 5 on the list actually goes to Glazed Terracotta. So Glazed Terracotta is what you get when you take terracotta, a renamed block, you put it in a furnace, and then you get some wacky, just un-Minecrafty blocks. Honestly, the thing about this that makes it so strange to me is that this is not something anyone would fathom in Minecraft before, and now it's just come into the game, and this is just a normal part of it. Now you'll be able to see arrows and builds. Now you'll see like weird red flowers, and it's a little bit strange, but I think it might work out for the best. Minecraft is taking a whole new direction, and I think the Glazed Terracotta is the best example of that. Will I be using this in survival? I think not at all, honestly. Like, it's really a very niche survival block, but I think for some people, this is going to be the most amazing thing in the game, and that means you can write stuff like, look at this, I've got a Toy Cat logo, but written terribly using pink arrows, and it's just so vibrant, so crazy, and that's a thing you can do in this update. Is it great? I don't know. I think it's pretty wonderful, but it's just, it's not my sort of thing, and that's why it goes to number 5 on the list, because they changed the game so much with this one. It's just, I'm not sure if I need where the game's going with it. So with that said, let me move on to the 4th best feature in this update, which honestly is going to have to be the pick block key. So now you can actually assign in your controls a pick block key. I picked right on the D-pad, that's the one I always assume it is, but you can pick any key you want to be, or any controller button you want to be pick block, and if you have that, item in your inventory, what you'll actually do is you'll pick it up. So for instance, if I break this boat right here, and then we go over to the other boat, and then we press the right on our D-pad, again, our pick block key, you'll be able to pick that item over there. This is much more, well, it doesn't actually work in survival, but it works in creative. You can actually pick block a boat right just like that, as you can see. You can just, pick up boats, you can pick up anything, grass, you can pick any of these items by using the pick block key, and it's amazingly useful for creative, but it actually also has a few uses in survival too, because if you want to find your gold block, but it's in your inventory, you can use that single key to just find it instantly. It's one of those things where it's mostly about creative, but it also has some sort of uses for survival as well. However, for creative, which again, most of what it's useful for, you can use it to copy up banners. So, you know what, you want a British flag? I know you do. You see one on the rock and you're like, oh, I really wish I had that. Now you can just block it up, and you can have more British flags to place everywhere, or Union Jacks, I believe they're called. Do you want to have signs that say 40 meters on them? Well, guess what? All you have to do is take one, and they will work sometimes. I don't know why it's only sometimes and not others, but yeah, the sign is meant to work, and you can copy that data. But also just anything that has like data attached to it, you can copy through. You can just take so many different things using this, and it's just a wonderful little feature in this update. The fact that you can pick block items to either make your building life easier, like, oh yeah, I'd love to have a furnace, or you can pick block items to take their data and just save so much time. It's just wonderful, and it's a thing you can do with this update that you might want to consider starting. So with that said, let's move on to the 3rd feature in this update, or the 3rd best feature in Title Update 53, which is honestly going to have to be the Shulker Boxes, because Shulker Boxes, I mean, just look at them. First of all, they look great because they come in all 16 colors, they're vibrant colors, they really changed up a lot of like how building is meant to be seen in this update, and I think they did a good job. Like, look at the spectrum, it's wonderful, isn't it? But yeah, it's not just the spectrum in that order that looks great. You can see we've got like, this is almost like the Windows logo, isn't it? But you can see you can also do some other weird stuff, like, oh yeah, you can have like weird colors, and just like, honestly, it's a building block enough of itself, but then it's also really late game content. That the reason it's late game content is because you need 2 shulker shells to make it, but having it allows you to basically double your inventory size, or if you have 2, it allows you to triple it, and this means if you want to carry around a bunch of items with you, guess what, you break the block. You probably should use a pickaxe or a sword or something. Maybe I'll use a pickaxe, but yeah, basically all you have to do is break the block, and then suddenly you can transport all of that stuff around with you. That's 27 stacks of items we now have in one space, which means we're essentially holding, what is that, like 36 plus 27 on the maths. That tells me, basically we got like 63, I think that is, slots, and you can just carry that around with you, but then we can add another 27 if we break up this, which is like, 79. Basically, my point being is you can have so many items with you, and it's not just that it's like, oh yeah, it's this amazing block that looks good, it's an amazing block that's late game content, it's an amazing block that looks good and is late game content that you can then use for lots of other weird things, because they actually do, okay, so let me show you. They actually open up and down, so you like go up and down. It's kind of a wacky little thing. look just like this. You're going up, and it's kind of crazy. But as well as that, you can go sideways, you can go downwards, you can put them in pretty much any orientation, which is pretty wonderful. You can push yourself towards stuff. You can, I don't know, there's lots of weird uses for the Shulker box that you might not realize like that. But then on top of all those things, I've just been talking for a minute about how much I love it, and I'm still not running out of words, because the next thing it does is it allows you to color categorize chests if you want to. So if you're just really fancy and you have the ability to, you can just you know, basically be like, you know, I want to have a chest just for light green items, or I want to have a chest just for light blue items. This is the light blue. I want to have a chest just for light blue items. Categorize them in here. There's so many more uses for color now, so you might as well have a chest full of it. I want to have a, you know, chest just full of my pink items. Guess what? We can do that, and you can take it around with you, move it from one side of the room to your other, and the stuff just stays. It's just a really, really convenient chest. And again, any late game content in Minecraft is appreciated, and this is perhaps the latest of game content they focused on in a very, very long time, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. But what is, you know, there's two things better than this somehow. What could those two things be? Well, number two, you probably guessed it because I've got fireworks in my inventory, is actually the ability to launch firework rockets and fly. So yeah, you can fly in Minecraft, we've all known that, but now you can use firework rockets and you can basically fly infinitely. And this is a really, you know, it's mostly a survival innovation, so as opposed to the other things where it's like, oh yeah, this is all about creative. This is a survival change that is so amazing, honestly, because what it allows you to do is just fly infinitely. If you have gunpowder and you have paper, two resources that aren't amazingly hard to come by, then what you can actually do is you can fly around your world just like this, and you can do that forever. So if you're really smart about your firework rockets, you can use very few to get very far. So what I'd recommend doing is like going really high up like that and then trying to get some speed from it. But yeah, you can go really fast, really far, and do some amazing things like this using very little resources. And not only that, you can actually craft more fireworks while you're in the sky if you want to, using the console system, because just like that, we can make more firework rockets, and then we can do this even more. So yeah, you can literally craft fireworks in the sky to use as you go along, and although you can also have these on you, so you make a big explosion, that does hurt, so I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. You can hurt yourself in the sky, and look, you can make a fireworks show while you're doing what you're doing. That's amazing if you ask me. It's ridiculously amazing, but it's also amazing. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the final best feature in this update. What's it going to be? What's the very best feature in Title Update 53? Honestly, it has to be concrete. So concrete is such an amazing block because, honestly, you know, let me just be honest here. I think concrete's amazing because I'm just amazed it doesn't exist in the game right now. I don't know how there was no concrete in the game prior to this, but there wasn't. There's no block like concrete even. If you want to have a solid colored block, like the ones I'm talking about here, that just wasn't an option. If you want to have a really nice bright yellow, you would be able to have that. A really nice dark black, one just didn't exist. A really nice strong green, we didn't have one of those. A strong white, these blocks just didn't exist, and I don't honestly understand why. They allow for so much creativity. Ignore how bad the creeper and the trailers are, but like, just look how strong these colors are. They're just like, oh yeah, you want to like, I don't know how to describe my feelings for this color, but they're very strong, and honestly, the fact that it's like a really good survival block, like it's a slight challenge to get, you gotta get some dye, you gotta, everything about this block was just done perfectly, and it's something that just makes me go, yeah, that should have been in Minecraft all along, but that doesn't mean I want to trash it for not being in the game yet, because now it's in here. It's perhaps the best feature they've added in any update, because so much survival possibility, so much creative ability, and just a well-designed block. It just looks good, and maybe there's a reason they've been put in the game before, but if there is one, I can't work it out, because it looks pretty amazing if you ask me. So yeah, basically everything you've built before this update, using either wool, or using quartz, or using stained clay, I believe is what I've used over here. Every single one of these builds is just worse now than the equivalent of concrete, which on the one hand you could say that sucks because they're free build stuff, but on the other hand, isn't it amazing that we have like colorful blocks that look nice now? That's what I think about this, and I hope all of you do agree. So if you do, you can like the video and let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like this sort of video, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see those daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching this video. I love how many like little update signs I have around here. We're going to start getting ready for TU55 soon, and also for the 1.1 update on PE, so I look forward to seeing you with those things in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.